Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, guys, as was announced, welcome to the English speech competition for this semester's class meeting event in Al-Wildan 3 Islamic School, BSD. Okay. Now, just a quick information. So I think you guys might have noticed, right, that all of you are muted. This is to prevent any issues later on of disturbance within the audience, okay, while the performances will be undergoing. Okay. Also reminding you guys that this moment will be focused on the junior high division. And if you are able to finish the junior high division quicker, then inshallah we'll try to see if you can also fit in the senior high as well. Inshallah, for those who would like to watch this through the YouTube live stream, you are able to do so. Inshallah, that it will be shared by your homeroom teachers through WhatsApp. So if you think that is lag on Zoom and you'd like to watch for the audience, okay, for the audience and the supporters, if you'd like to watch through YouTube, kindly wait for the link given by your homeroom teachers. Okay, now information that will be delivered after this are for the participants. As mentioned a while ago, okay, we will be calling the names of each participant in random, and we will give you 3 minutes to respond, okay, by clicking the raise hand button so that we know you are here. Sekali lagi, ketika nama peserta dipanggil, tolong klik tombol raise hand biar Mr. L bisa unmute antum dan kalian diberikan waktu 3 menit untuk bersiap-siap for your speech. Inshallah, we have our juries Mr. Hamdi and Ustadz Zainal as well. Okay, and reminding you that you have you finish your speech. Inshallah, that will be the only information that I need to give to you guys. I will give 1 more minute to have you guys prepared. Inshallah, in 1 minute, I will announce the first presenter, and I hope all of the participants, semua peserta di divisi SMP sudah siap untuk presentasi. Okay? Okay, I will give you 1 minute. Apa? Okay, I'm sorry for the delay. So, let us start. Sekali lagi, Ustadz akan mengumumkan siapa peserta pertama yang akan tampil. I'm going to announce our first participant. And if you're here, tolong klik tombol raise hand biar Ustadz bisa unmute. Okay. Our first participant will be, okay, Kenzie Cheta, if I'm not wrong. Kenzie Cheta from 7AE4. Okay, I see Kenzie has raised your hand. Can you please turn on your camera? Thank you, Kenzie. Okay. I will unmute you. Whenever you are ready, Kenzie, you may start. If you want to check your mic, you can check your mic right now.
Ustadz.
Okay, please tell me when you are ready.
I'm ready, Ustadz.
You're ready? Give me a moment. Okay. Kenzie, can you put your camera a little bit down so that we can see your whole face? Okay. A little lower. Can you say salam for a while, Kenzie? I'd like to hear your voice.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Is that okay? Okay. I think your voice is clear. You may start.
Naam, Ustadz.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kenzie Staldiano from 7AE4. I'm going to give you all a little speech of childhood obesity. Obesity has been called the new American epidemic by many doctors. It's estimated that 58 million Americans living in the United States are obese, and that 8 of 10 people who are over 25 are overweight. Obesity is easily America's fastest growing health concern. This condition, though, is not limited to American adults. Doctors have recently found that nearly 13% of American children has suffered from this problem, and the statistic seems to rise each year. Understanding the jump in the childhood obesity rates is directly linked to understanding obesity itself. The American Academy of Pediatricians defines childhood obesity occurring in kids who have BMI of pedestrian of more than 30. Other institutions though suggest that child whose body weight at least 20% higher than a child of a similar height is obese. No matter what the exact definition, obesity is simply stated excess body fat. Why though is obesity such a concern? I mean, hey, an extra twinkle or two can really harm a kid, can it? Actually, yes it can. Obesity can not only increase the risk of psychological problems in kids, such as eating disorders, depression, and anxiety problems. It can also put children at risk for all sorts of biological problems. These problems include heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes. In fact, 45% of all new cases juvenile type 2 diabetes are obesity linked. Childhood obesity increases the risk of orthopedic problems because kids are forced to carry extra weight. that their bone structure simply cannot handle. Both legs and arteries are increasingly present. Obese kids also have more skin disorders than the children of healthy weight. Obesity increases the skin area subject to fold, which in turn increase problems like heat, rash, and dermatitis. All of this can create serious problem for the child and our healthcare system. And in 1979, hospital costs associated with childhood obesity were $35 million. At the end of the decade, they have risen to 127 million. Some may suggest that the rise childhood obesity rates to natural occurring medical conditions like hypothyroidism and Cushing syndrome. For each child who demonstrate those conditions, a medical professional should carefully evaluate symptoms of obesity. Most doctors suggest that the occurrence of these problems in children is quite low. However, the obesity epidemic is linked to more serious societal issues like low physical levels, poor eating habits. There's little doubt that child obesity rates on the rise, and treatments for the problems may be simpler than you think. The best treatment for the problem on a societal level is prevention. We can prevent by increasing the number of mothers who breastfeed their babies. Breastfeeding delays introduction of solid foods to 6 months of age. Other measures include limiting the television. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay. Thank you very much, Kenzie, for that presentation. Sorry, let me. Okay. Okay. Again, thank you very much, Kenzie, for the presentation. Before we continue further, I would like to remind the next students to be mindful of the time. I, as the host, will be sending you a message privately to tell you if your time is close to finishing. Okay, so I'd like you to be mindful of your time. Remember, the time limit for the speech is 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, it seems we can proceed right away to the next participant. Yes. Okay, so for the next participant, again, kindly click the raise hand button first when I mention your name. So the next participant will be Rashad Al-Majid from 7 Marcus 3. Again, Rashad Al-Majid from 7 Marcus 3. Rashad, kindly click the raise hand button. Okay. So Rashad, while you're preparing, I think there are some comments from Mr. Ramdi. I think you can unmute yourself right away. Is that possible? Yes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I would like to inform Kenzie I would love to give you a few comments about your performance. Uh, Somehow, when you are giving this speech, you just it seems like you're reading. Okay. I would like to tell you that you're not reading a newspaper. Okay. So it's really, really obvious that you read your uh, you read from your document in front of you from a file, and also your monotone. Okay, your tone of voice, it's really, really flat. Okay, that might cause or might make the audience feel bored sometime, because it's like when you read a newspaper different when you're giving a speech. Giving a speech, this is try to make the audience understand your idea. This is this is only the two comment from me, and I think Ustaz Zainal.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. All right, my dear students, I won't be too long. I just would like to add a little bit from what Mr. Hamdi has said. I must say that it is never easy to be the first performer in every event. So keep up the good work, Kenzie, although there were some segregations. Yes, Sandy, there were some segregations, yeah, like from when you stop for a while. Okay, you need to reduce that segregation. Good performance though for Kenzie. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for comments from our jury. Okay. So we will be continuing on our presentation or speech from Rashad. Can you turn on your camera again, Rashad? Yes. Okay. Let me spotlight. Okay, Rashad, can you test your mic for a while?
Assalamualaikum.
Can you say salam?
Assalamualaikum.
Is that okay? Okay. Whenever you're ready, you may start.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everybody. Hello everybody. My name is Rashad. Today I'm talking about saying no to second-hand smoke. I stumbled out of the building, coughing and wheezing, smoke filling my eyes and my lungs. I tugged frantically at my tie to loosen my collar, my head pounding as I ran up the door. Fresh air. Can I have fresh air? What? Was it fire? Thursday? No, I was simply eating my dinner when the gentleman at the table next to us decided to light up a cigarette. The smoke went right into my face and lungs. All of a sudden, I couldn't breathe. My chest hurt, and I panicked. Ladies and gentlemen, by the end of this, more people will die from secondhand smoke related than the average crowd at the Major League Baseball game. Secondhand or passive smoke is an insidious killer that harms adults, and more critically, children around the country every day. My goal in speaking to you today is to enlist your support in the federal ban of all smoking from all public places without hesitation. But isn't this America? Should I have the right to smoke? If I want to pollute my lungs and I ruin my health, why would that be concern of yours? The facts are that secondhand smoke is responsible for many of the same disease as if the sufferers had smoked the cigarettes themselves. These diseases include cardiovascular diseases, lung cancer, and respiratory disease. For example, the International Agency on Research on Cancer found that voluntary smoking is correlated to humans. Various studies in the United States, Australia, and the United Kingdom point to significant increase in risk of lung cancer among those exposed to passive smoke. The California Environmental Protection Agency found that passive smoking increased the risk of the breast cancer in young women by 70%. In a separate paper, the U.S. Surgeon General found that there was evidence that suggested that there was a causal relationship between smoking and breast cancer. Secondhand smoke is even associated with the loss of hearing non-smoking adults. What did you say? Studies have shown that both active and passive cigarette smoking increases the risk of their atherosclerosis. Also, exposure to secondhand smoke increase the risk of cognitive impairment and dementia in adult 50 and over children, putting children at risk unforgivable at best at my public criminal. In the 2006 report, the U.S. Surgeon General found that the evidence is insufficient to infer a relationship between secondhand smoke and sudden infant death syndrome. And highly the risk of developing brain tumors in higher among children exposed to passive smoking, even moderate does not smoke. The California Environmental Protection Agency found that the risk of childhood cancer and adult lung cancer increased after childhood exposure to passive smoking. Sadly, I could go on and on. Secondhand smoke in the home is one problem, but to go public restaurant or concert or any event and the experience secondhand smoke is impacting the health of our population and increasing healthcare cost. Without doubt, it should be banned by federal and in the next session. While you have the option of whether to smoke or not, I don't have the option of not breathing, nor do our children. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Rashad, for that speech. Okay. So you may lower your hand now. I'll lower your hand. Okay. So from the jury, are there any comments that you'd like to add? Or before that, I'd like to mention our next participant so that you can prepare. Okay. So our next participant will be, okay. Our next participant will be, let's see, where is that? Okay, here. Our next participant will be Muhammad Faiz Al-Hisham. Yes, Muhammad Faiz Al-Hisham from 7AE3. I'd like you to please raise your hand so that I know that you are here. Faiz. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, while you're preparing, are there any comments from the, if there are not, then we may continue.
Okay, thank you, Mr. L. I would like to remind you, especially for the participant, Rashad, yeah, for Rashad, and reminder as well for other participants that this is not news reading competition. So you don't read the text too much. Okay. For Rashad from 7 Marcus 3F, I feel like I heard someone reading the newspaper or news reading. So this is speech competition. It is okay for you to read the text, but remember, you don't fully read the text. Okay, don't forget to watch the camera in this competition because we're online. So don't forget to. You can read the text, but please don't forget to have a look at the camera. Okay, and this is not news reading competition. I think that's all from Mr. Hamdi.
Hello again. My comment for Rashad. I agree with Ustadz Zainul about this is not a newspaper competition. Okay, it's not reading competition. I mean, but my comment is something different also. You are too much leaning on your desk, which causes you lack of confidence. Okay, that make you nerves more, and some of your pronunciation are really you need to work on it because you pronounce it totally wrong, like Australia. It's not Australia, it's Australia. Which is the meaning is the same, but the pronunciation is totally different. Or what you have to do, just relax and don't read too much. Just try to deliver your message just like that. Thank you very much and good job.
Okay, thank you very much for the comments from our jury. So for the next participants, please take note of what our jury has advised to you guys so that you may improve for your next presentations. Okay, for our next participant, it is Muhammad Faiz Al-Hisham from, sorry, let me check that again. That's from 7AE3. Again, from 7AE3. Okay, so with that, Faiz, I'm going to unmute you. You may test your mic for the meantime.
Assalamualaikum. Can you hear me, Ustadz?
Yes, but could you please lower your camera?
Oh,
that...
it is a built-in computer, so it's kind of hard
Oh,
to
I
read.
see. Are you able to lift up your chair a bit?
Wait, let me find something to make my face be seen by the camera.
Cool. That would be great. That would be great. Thank you. Oh, that's better. Okay, I think that's good, Faiz. And I think your mic a while ago was also good. So whenever you're ready, yes, whenever you're ready, you may start your speech.
Yeah, okay, Ustadz, I'm ready.
Okay, you may start now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, everyone. Hope you have always blessing and doing good and well. Today I would like to tell you about my speech. It is global warming. So let's get right into it. Global warming. Certainly, some of us, or maybe all of us, have heard the term of global warming. It is a widely popular problem, and many people have talked about it, or at least seen it somewhere before. Even President Obama mentioned about it in his global warming speech before the United Nations summits in 2009. That so many of us are here today is a recognition that the threat from climate change is serious, it is urgent, and it is growing. Our generation's response to this challenge will be judged by history. For it, if we fail to meet it, will be swiftly and together, we risk consigning future generations to an irreversible catastrophe. Try searching global warming in Google and you will get over millions of results. This subject has certainly drawn a lot of attention, but what exactly is global warming? What is causing it? What effect does it have on Earth and its inhabitants? What are some possible solutions to it? I will talk about these problems on this short informative speech. Now, what is global warming? Global warming is the gradual increase of the temperatures of Earth and oceans. Over the past century, the temperature of the Earth has been increased by 1. But scientists have speculated that soon it will be increasing higher, and it's at a faster rate. Now, what caused global warming? Well, it is because of greenhouse gases, such as carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, and methane, trap heat inside the Earth's atmosphere. Now, think about what happens when you open your car door after the windows have been rolled up from a hot day. Heat from the sun enters the car, but the frame of the car prevents it from escaping. It is certainly very hot. To a small extent, this is what global warming looks like. Burning fossil fuels like petroleum and deforestation both contribute to the problem. Now, what effect does climate change have on Earth and its inhabitants? Now, global warming has already started to affect the Earth in several ways. Arctic glaciers have begun to melt, threatening indigenous life such as polar bears. Melting glaciers cause sea levels to rise. This could become a problem for lowland areas like the ones in the South Sea Islands. Ocean temperatures have begun to rise. This caused some of the algae to die, which can affect the entire food chain and may cause problems in the ecosystem. Now, as serious as it could be, there are some possible solutions to this problem, as stated in the Clean Air Act of 1990 in the US. Some of the components of this law include limiting harmful vehicle emissions and phasing out the use of chemicals that can damage the ozone layers. On a more personal level, we can work to prevent global warming by planting trees and by carpooling. Now, climate change may seem as a serious threat that is receiving serious attention worldwide, but hopefully this global warming speech has helped inform of you what causes it and the effect that it has on Earth. It's up to you to decide how you can help to do something about it or literally do nothing. All right, everyone, that's it about my global warming speech. Hope everyone get more knowledge about it and hope to see you later. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very well done, Faiz. Very well done, Faiz. So let me hand it to the jury. It seems that they have something that they'd like to share as well. So who's first? Tafadhal.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Faiz, I have a few things that I have to tell you. First of all, nice performance. Okay. I really love it. But somehow I feel that you are a news reporter. It's not a reading, but like a news reporter. Okay. There is a difference between when you report something and when you give a speech. When you give speech, it means explaining, and you've done well. That you explained really well. Okay, and I have no problem with that. But the things also I want to tell you at the middle, you start to be nervous, but nice control. You control yourself to be on the track one more time, and it's really good. The last thing I want to tell you, you kept repeating global warming, global warming, global warming, which is no need to repeat the name again, but you can mention about, okay, this kind of problem, okay, instead of you repeat just only global warming, global warming. This is it. And from me, thanks a lot. And this is as I know. Do you have any comments?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hamdi. Some points. Great work from Faiz, yeah, from 7A3 Fullday. So I must say that that was a great performance, and you had a good intonation and fluency by giving good intonation. You can make participants understand more of the message. So just by paying attention to you, I can understand the message, how important global warming is. And I hope the other participants as well. Okay, that's it. Thank you, Mr. Al.
I'd like to apologize to Zainal a while ago since I forgot to spotlight Zoom a while ago. But then it's okay. Again, thank you very much, Faiz, for that wonderful speech. I will be moving to the next contestant, next participant, which is Rashid Zufar. Rashid Zufar. By the way, one more thing that I'd like maybe to add from the comments of the jury a while ago. Ananda Faiz, basically Faiz, you did very well in controlling the tempo of your speech, and you did well in keeping your speech within the time limit. Okay, good job with that one. It seems Zufar is here. Okay, Zufar, can you, sorry? That is Zufar from 7ME2. Okay, thank you, Zufar. I will add a spotlight. Zufar, can you please lower down your camera? Thank you very much. Nice. Okay. Can you say salam?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikum salam. I think he should have his mic closer, or is that good? Zufar, can you try again? Say salam.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, that is much better. Okay, Zufar, whenever you're ready, take it away.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let us praise gratitude to Allah. Let us praise gratitude to Allah has bestowed His blessings so that we can gather here today. And I will give a speech about drugs. In Indonesia, the number of drug users is so great because of weak law enforcement in Indonesia. International dealers to cooperate with Indonesian citizens and earn huge profits. Narcotic abuse and other additives that would impact are broad and complex as a result, such as behavior change, health problems, decreased work productivity, drastically crime, and other violence. Drug abuse can be prevented through programs such as attend social activities, do not associate with drug users or dealers, but not easily influence solicitation or seduction to use drugs. Drug users are usually dominated by the youth and school children. Schools also provide counseling to the students about the dangers and consequences of drug abuse through Master BP. Discussions involving the students in planning for intervention and prevention of drug abuse in schools. Another important program is the program of narcotics alert. By recognizing the characteristics of students who use drugs, be aware of the unknown guests or traffickers, perform impromptu raid. Usually dealers and users in school be well aware of school programs for the prevention of the users or users in schools. They do anticipate the course as best they can. Any clever tips them like a smart for that. Let, let For that, let us avoid and stay away from drug and use and active combat. Thus, the speech that I can say, if there is an error in speech, I apologize for your attention. I thank you and, and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Zufar. Thank you very much. Sorry. Thank you very much. So we shall proceed to any comments. Let me announce first our next participant, and then we may proceed to comments from the jury. Okay. Oh no. Okay. There were some technical problems. Anyway, I will be announcing the next participant for the next speech. And that will be, I'm sorry, I might get this wrong. Please correct me. Arseni Menon. Can you please raise your hand? I think I got your name wrong. Arseni. Yeah, Arseni Menon. Okay. Can you please rename so that we know your full name on your Zoom? From 7 Marcus 3. Arseni, thank you. Arseni, can you please turn on your cameras?
Assalamualaikum Ustadz.
Waalaikumsalam. Okay, I'm going to spotlight you. Can you say salam again? I'd like to hear if your audio is good.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Is it good? Okay. Arseni, is it possible if you sit down and show your body so that we have a good view? Thank you very much. Okay, I think this is good, Arseni. So whenever we're ready. Okay, whenever you're ready, you may. Oh, sorry. Give me a moment. Okay. I apologize. You may start, Arseni, whenever you're ready.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Arseni. In 7 Marcus Fullday. First of all, let us praise to the Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Because of His blessing, we are able to attend this English speech contest. Secondly, may peace be upon the Prophet Muhammad SAW, who has guarded us from the darkness into the brightness. I also would like to say many thanks to the juries and MC who have given opportunity to deliver an English speech in front of you all, brothers and sisters. The topic of my speech is how to face globalization. Array. As we all know nowadays, our world is in globalization. Array. We often hear it globalization is the process of transformation of local regional phenomena into global or international phenomena. This progress is a combination of economic, technological, social, cultural, and political force. In other words, every country is this world can influence other countries. Because of globalization, this world, which consists of many countries, it's like a global village. This term refers to the fact that people are considered to live in this planet without borders, without limitation. People are able to access any kinds of information easily. There is no difficulty to communicate. Communicate. This is no barrier to interact with other people from all over the world. Brothers and sisters, globalization has various aspects with which affect the world, such as in industry, finance, economy, politics, technology, and socio-culture. If our country wants to survive this globalization array, we must be smart people. We should take all of positive effects of globalization, and we should not take the negative effect. From example, we need to adopt and learn high technology from the developed country in order to develop our country. On the contrary, we must not imitate bad attitudes or behaviors from other countries like free sex and drugs abuse. Brothers and sisters, it is a fact that there are many challenges and globalization array. It cannot be denied that globalization is reality with competition and the ability to survive. The question is, what should we do in order two phases in globalization array. The first one is build up and strengthen good characters based on the religion. If we are Muslim, the God of our lives is Islam. Second, we must master teknologi in. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Arseny. Okay. Unfortunately, as you know, we saw, since you're using a phone, sometimes your camera was off. But nevertheless, that was a good try for your speech. Okay. Thank you very much. I will be announcing our last participant for the junior high division. First, remove spotlight, not remove participant. Okay, I got that right this time. Okay, so our next and final participant for the SMP division will be Damar Aji from, oh sorry, there is one more as well. Sorry, there are two more. So the next one will be Damar Aji Putra from 8ME2. Damar Aji Putra from 8ME2. Okay. Huh? Yes, Damar Aji Putra from 8ME2. Yes. Oh wait. Let me check. Nope. Oh, there are two. There are two. Okay. While Damar is preparing, are there any comments from the jury before we proceed?
Okay, Arasani, nice try, by the way. However, you need to improve for your fluency, your pronunciation, or your intonation when delivering the speech. What is more important is that before delivering the speech, our purpose in delivering a speech is that to make people understand how urgent, how important the topic is. How can we deliver the message if we ourselves do not understand the topic itself? So the tips for you is that we must understand and even master the topic. Yeah, we must master and understand the topic so that the participants can understand and the message can be delivered strongly. Remember, Arsenic, and for the others as well, preparation is prominent. So preparation is the key. Thank you. Mr. Andy?
My comment also for Arseni. Nice try, first of all. And I can see that you're really reading. Okay. And also you have a problem actually in reading because you try to cut the vocabularies. Okay. So to practice or to avoid these things, try to practice more, to read more. But once again, we are not in reading competition, but we are in speech competition. Your pronunciation, you have a lack of the right pronunciation, such as technology, and nowadays, which is nowadays, technology, it should be technology. And I can see also that you use difficult vocabulary that it might be changed to simple one. For example, you said behavior, which is behavior. If you cannot pronounce it, just you can change it to attitude, just like that. It's simple and easy. That's from me, but nice try. Thanks a lot.
let us move on to our next participant. Okay, our next participant would be Damar Aji. Kindly turn on your camera, Damar.
Armstead, is my sound clear?
Okay, is the
Test,
sound clear? Could you
Assalamualaikum.
say salam?
Test, Assalamualaikum.
Is that good? How about the camera? Is it good? Okay. Damar, whenever you're ready, you may start.
Yeah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Damaraji Putraidanto. I am from 8 Middle East 2. Okay, so today I will share or give a little speech about seeking knowledge in Islam. So the first verse that descended on the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was Iqra, meaning read, opening the door to read, write, and ponder. The Quran urges the mankind to think, ponder, reflect, and acquire knowledge that will bring them closer to God, to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His creation. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam commanded knowledge from all Muslims and urged them to seek knowledge as far they could reach, and also to seek it all times. Whoever seeks knowledge and help other people to learn will get uncountable rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant him high ranks in this world and the hereafter. And it is mentioned in the Quran, يَرْفَعِ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنْكُمْ وَالَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ دَرَجَاتٍ. Allah will exalt those who believe among you and those who have been granted knowledge to high ranks. Quran Surah Al-Mujadalah, Quran Surah number 58, verse number 11. And knowledge is more important than wealth and property. No wonder knowledge is among the important things which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directed Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to pray that he will be granted more of it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, وَقُلْ رَبِّي زِدْنِي عِلْمًا, and say, my Lord, increase me in knowledge. It is mentioned in the Quran, Surah Taha, Surah number 20, verse number 114. Having knowledge should not be a reason for being arrogant. In fact, having more knowledge about ourselves and the world make us feel more humble before the greatness of the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it is mentioned in the Quran, it is only those who have knowledge among his servants that fear Allah. Quran Surah Yasin, Quran Surah Yasin number 35, verse number 28. And lastly, teaching others is one of the good deeds that will get us rewards, that will get us great rewards even after death. Whoever leaves behind beneficial knowledge will get rewards as long as people are still getting benefits from his knowledge. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when a man dies, all his deeds come to an end except for three: an ongoing charity, beneficial knowledge, and a righteous son who prays for him. Hadith riwayah Bukhari. And that's it. That's all from me today. I hope this can be useful for all of us. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us and bless us all with the light of sacred knowledge. Ameen. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Amin ya rabbal alamin. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, thank you very much, Damar. That was a very wonderful speech, and also very informative and inspiring speech, in fact. Okay, so just like before, I will be announcing our next participant first, and then we may hear the comments from the jury. Mr. Hamdan, Ustadz Zainal, give me a moment. Okay, our next contestant will be Rafi Sahlan, is that right? Yes, Rafi Sahlan from 9 ME2. Yes. So Rafi Sahlan from 9 ME2. I hope you are ready. Thank you very much. Okay. From the jury, are there any comments that you would like to add?
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My comment for Damar Aji. First of all, you're really good. Your performance were really, really perfect. And I love your clarity. You pronounce each single word clear, but you have only little bit problem. You said knowledge, but you came back and you said knowledge. Okay, so you messed the pronunciation in the second time here. And I really love the way you talk, not too fast, not too slow, and the message delivered, but sometimes the tone of voice, sometimes it's flat, sometimes the intonation is good. Okay. And the last thing that I want to tell you, you have to make difference between or you have to focus. Where do you do this speech? Do you do this speech in the mosque or in general in front of people? So because this is totally different, but I can see that because you are an ME, it's like I think you focus with the Arabic language much. So far so good. That's really good, man. Yeah, thanks a lot. Now Ustaz Zainul.
Thank you, Mr. Hamdi. Damar, are you still there? Can you hear me? You can reply with this. Mute. He can hear thumbs up. Unmute him. I would like to make sure something. He already gave you thumbs up. Yeah. Okay. Just to make sure, Damar. I have no comment actually, but I would like to make sure one or two things.
Yeah.
Can you? Okay. Okay. Damar, do you like watching Zakir Naik or Ahmad Didat?
Yeah, I like to watch them.
Okay, because I can tell from your clarity, from your accent, and knowing that you're an ME student, your English is really good. Okay, though you're an ME student, which is focused more on Arabic, but your English is pretty good. Okay, that's it. So now I know that you are maybe a fan of Zakir Naik or Ahmad Didat because your way of speaking, your way of delivering speech is, well, almost similar. Okay. That'll be all from me. Thank you, Mr. L.
Okay, thank you very much thank you very much for the jury for those wonderful comments. We shall be moving.
What? Can you please mute?
I apologize for that. Okay, we shall be moving to our next contestant, which is Rafi Sahlan. Okay, Rafi Sahlan, can you please turn on your camera? Rafi Sahlan, I think your camera is covered. Thank you very much. That's great. Okay.
Okay, so I have to start what was it again? I forgot.
Are you able to move back from the camera a little bit? Is that possible?
Sorry.
Or,
okay.
Can you lower it also just a little? Is that possible?
Done.
Thank you. Perfect. Perfect. Yes, Rafi. Is there?
So
are you ready?
Oh yes, I'm ready, of course.
Okay. So is the audio clear? Okay. So whenever you're ready, Rafi, you may start your speech.
All right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, this is me, Muhammad Rafi Kayo Sahlan. I'm from 9ME2 and I'm gonna talk about childhood obesity. Childhood obesity. Obesity has been called the new American epidemic by many doctors. It is estimated that 58 million Americans living in the United States are obese and that 8 out of 10 people who are over 25 are overweight. Obesity is easily America's fastest growing health concern. This condition, though, is not limited to American adults. Doctors have recently found that nearly 13% of all American children suffer from this problem, and that statistic seems to rise each year. Understanding the jump in childhood obesity rates is directly linked to understanding obesity itself. The American Academy of Pediatric Pediatricians defines childhood obesity as occurring in kids who have a BMI of more than 30. Other institutions suggest that a child whose body weight is at least 20% higher than a child of a similar height is obese. No matter what the exact definition, obesity is simply stated excess body fat. Why the is mm, is obesity such a concern? I mean, hey, an extra Twinkie or two can really harm a kid, can it? Actually, yes, it can. Obesity can not only increase the risk of physiological problems in kids, such as eating disorders, depression, and anxiety problems. It can also put children at risk for all sorts of physiological problems. These problems include heart disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes. In fact, 45% of all new cases of juvenile type 2 diabetes are obesity linked. Childhood obesity increases the risk of orthopedic problems because kids are forced to carry extra weight that their bone structures simply cannot handle. Both legs and arthritis are increasingly present. Obese kids also have more disorders than children of a healthy weight. Obesity increases the skin area subject to folds, which in turn increases problems like heat rash and dermatitis. All of this can create serious problems for the child and our healthcare system. In 1979, hospital costs associated with childhood obesity were $35 million. At the end of the decade, they had risen to $127 million. Some may suggest that the rise in childhood obesity rates is due to naturally occurring medical conditions like hypothyroidism and Cushing's syndrome. For each child who demonstrates these conditions, a medical professional should carefully evaluate symptoms of obesity. Most doctors suggest that the occurrence of these problems in children is quite low. However, the obesity epidemic is linked to more serious societal issues like low physical activity levels and poor eating habits. There is little doubt that childhood obesity rates are on the rise, and treatments for the problem may be simpler than you think. The best treatment for the problem on the societal level is prevention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Rafi Salan, for that informative speech. Okay. Now, before we move forward, okay, there's a bit of announcement right now, so kindly wait for a while. Okay, I hope my voice is clear, right? There's some announcement in the background, but I hope my voice is clear. So let me announce first our final contestant for the SMP division, which is Danis Azga. I think the name is not there. Danis Azka from 7AE 3. Uh, okay, so for Danis Azka, if you are ready, kindly raise your hand. Okay, and while waiting for Danis Azka, probably there are some comments from our jury. Tafadhal.
Okay, thank you, Mr. L. I would like to give some point. However, it's almost similar, I guess, with some previous performers or participants, which is you read the text too much. In fact, this is not news reading competition. This is speech competition. So don't read the text too much. And you have pronunciation, fluency, and intonation to improve as well. Nice try, by the way, for Rafi Sahlan. Okay, thank you. Mr. Hamdi?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My comment for Rafi, just only the same comment which says Zainul. But I have also additional comment, which is when you start the speech, you said, "Hello guys." Okay, so you have to make different between the formal and informal speech. Usually the speech delivers some information. You cannot say hello guys. Okay. Also the other things you said, hey, yes, this is not storytelling. Okay. So be careful with this point. And also you read too much. Okay. But nice try. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much from the jury for those wonderful comments. Also, very good advice for not just our previous contestant Rafi Salan, but also to everyone who is intending to join this kind of opportunities, or also those other contestants before as well. I will be announcing one more time for supposedly the last participant that we have, that is Azka, and as agreed upon a while ago, if a participant does not respond within 3 minutes, so now it should be 1 minute left. If Danis Azka does not respond within 1 minute, then he unfortunately will be immediately disqualified from the competition. Okay, so we are going to wait for 1 minute for a while. Hopefully, Danis Azka is going maybe to come in or is going to respond to our call, and if not, then that will be it for this morning's English speech competition. So let's give him a moment first, and we shall see. I apologize. There was still one more, right? I'm really sorry, Iqbal. I almost forgot. Okay. So for Iqbal from 8ME2, if you are there. Okay, so Just a recap, a while ago, the participant that is supposed to perform was Stanis Aska, but because he does not respond in the time given to him, unfortunately, we have to disqualify him. We will move on to the actual last participant that we have for this morning, which is Iqbal Al-Hakim from 8ME2. Can you turn on your camera, Iqbal? Okay, thank you very much. Iqbal, can you please lower your camera a bit? It's a bit perfect, perfect. Okay, can you say salam? Iqbal, can you?
Assalamualaikum.
Okay, waalaikum salam. Give me a moment. Sorry, Iqbal, can you say salam again? Can you say salam?
Assalamualaikum, Ustadz.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikum salam warahmatullah. Okay, Iqbal, it seems that your connection is not so good. Is there another place, probably in your house, where the connection is better?
Wait a
Or
minute.
maybe there's a way for you to improve the connection.
Wait a minute, Ustadz.
Okay, no problem.
Assalamualaikum, Ustadz. Are my sounds clear?
Yes, it is good. Can you try turning on your camera and then let's try to listen again.
Yes, sir. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikum salam. Okay, that sounds great. Do you have to lean forward when you speak, or can you try speaking when you lean back? Can you try to move back and say salam?
Assalamualaikum, Ustadz.
Okay. I think the audio is good. Give me a moment. Okay, Iqbal, we're ready. So whenever you're ready, you may start the speech.
Yes, Ustadz. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Iqbal Al-Hakim. I'm from class 8. I'm from class 8MA2. Now, today I want to convey the importance of education in my speech. On many occasions, we hear the term education, but what is education? How important is education to our country and ourselves as students? Well, to answer the first question, education refers to a process by which a person develops their skill, attitudes, and values. Many times we associate this term with the school. However, we must also take into account that education is not exclusive to this institution, but also it is up to the family and even to the friendship with whom we live together day by day. That is why we can say that men can get to improve each other. There is a verse that I like very much, and I find it very true. If the people of the country care about the education, it shows that they love their nation. It is said that in order for a country to prosper, it needs education. But why? The honorable auditions, we study not to go to the graduation ceremony and hang our picture on the wall of house, and much less to show off to the orphans. We study to practice and to acquire knowledge, and those students will prepare us to the real situation. Education brings us to many benefits, such as confidence in ourselves, freedom to decide, conscience at work, and help to us to improve ourselves, to feel that we are something and in life, and that we have and for which to live. But this is not the only satisfaction that education gives us, but with it we achieve a better quality of life. When we want to buy a dress, shoes, food, or anything else, we need a work which currently is not so easy to find unless if we don't have an adequate education. It is that the future of our country is in the hands of the children and as the children in its country. We must try hard to achieve that. That is why today I invite our listeners to learn on it. We have to take advantage of this change to be able to go to school to study. We must appreciate the effort that our parents make to send us to school and think there are many children who would like to study, but for some reason they cannot do it. And finally, ask ourselves, without effort and education, how do we want to improve ourselves? How do we want to live better? In short, how do we want to better country? Therefore, education is an important part of our life as well as an essential part of develop a better future for the country. And that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, give us a moment. Thank you very much, Iqbal, for that informative presentation as well. Okay, since Iqbal is our last participant, we shall hear some comments from Mr. Hamdi and Mr. Zainal about his presentation first, and then probably we will have some closing words for the junior high division or middle school division English speech competition. Okay. Sorry. Okay, from Mr. Hamdi or Zainal, if you have any comments from the last.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Iqbal, I have comment for you. Remember, in any speech or any presentation, it's not important to speak fast, but it's important to speak clear. This is it. This is the rules. And you have missed some pronunciations like country, which is country, answer, which is answer, honor, which is honor, and also you have another thing. You messed that when you said when we went to buy, which is it should be want, not went. Okay, and also the word future, okay, which is future. You have messed up the right pronunciation, this part. Just all what you have to do, just keep practicing and keep sharing the experience with your teacher or with someone can speak English fluently that that might fix your problem. But remember, in English, it's not important to speak fast. This is from me. And now, says I know.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Ali. Maybe it's just a small detail. Too much focus on the text make you forget to see the camera. So I see that you focus on the text too much, so you forget to see the camera. So I don't feel like I was the participant or the audience. I feel like you talk to yourself. You don't talk to the audience. And again, you spoke too fast. Yeah, don't speak too fast. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for those personal advices from both of our juries. Right. So right after this, maybe we might have some general advices for all the participants as well. As mentioned a while ago, right? Based on your performance, there are criterias. Okay, there are criterias that we take note of, and we score your performance based on those criteria. The individual with the highest points with those criteria will basically be the first place of this competition. Now, it will not be announced right now, okay? But inshallah, it will be announced through the group in general at the end of the whole event of class meeting. Okay, so before we move on to the final comments and also advice from both of our juries, we would like to remind that we thank you very much for your participation, right? And do remember that the personal comments that are given by the jury are mostly advices for you to improve. Do take it to heart that these are things that you can improve on later on, but not take it to heart in a negative way. These are not meant to reduce your spirit. In fact, it is very brave and courageous enough for you to join this competition and see what you're made of. We're very happy to see all of you here, and we would be even happier if you could see you guys improve. Okay? Probably final words from both of our juries. Tafadhal.
My word for you, as Mr. L has mentioned, our comment is not a personal comment, but it's a general comment that might help you in your future career when you give any presentation or speech. And we hope that you try to prevent yourself and improve yourself and practice more. And anytime you have any problem, of course, you're able to ask us in the school time anytime you want. Okay, this is from me. Thanks a lot, and I'm really happy to see you today. And Ustaz Zainul.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hamdi and Mr. L. Boys, for the participants and for the others as well, to deliver a good speech, there are at least two things, two elements or two aspects that you have to pay attention to. The first one is preparation, and the second one is the purpose. Don't forget that your purpose to give or deliver a speech is to deliver the message. To successfully deliver the message, you need preparation. So don't forget to prepare everything you need to give or deliver a good speech. So two, preparation and the purpose. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much for these messages from Mr. Hamdi and also Ustadz Zainal. Okay, as we mentioned a while ago, these were our participants for the English competition of Al-Wildan's class meeting for this semester. Again, thank you very much, everyone. Barakallahu fikum. We will be announcing the winners very soon, probably at the end of this full event. Thank you very much for the jury. Thank you also very much for any inconveniences throughout the event. And as usual, a bit of information for the SMA division or senior high school division. You may watch it or witness it this afternoon at 1:30, okay, until inshallah 2:30. You would see depending on participants. Okay, so for those who would like to watch the SMA division, you are welcome to watch in the same link at 1:30 p.m. In any case, thank you very much, everyone, for attending. Before we end, let's say the kafaratul majlis. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Thank you, everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.